actors are and actually what actors they are. And what's the result of that is banks have had to upgrade their systems, keep a better track of what's going on, and that hasn't worked out too well for the banks. So let's see what's happened to them. They've paid about close to $200 billion in fines. They, in addition to, this is cumulative, in addition to spending about $70 billion a year on anti-money laundering, BSA, and CFT, which is the countering of the financing of terrorism. BSA is the Banking Secrecy Act. And they've got into the headlines for all the wrong reasons. And one of the key problems associated with this is they are looking for needles in haystacks. Needles in haystacks means, or probably needles in a stack of needles. Now, as soon as you say something like that, the computer scientists get up and say, well, we've got a solution to that. There's a way to look for that, and that's kind of the way we've approached the problem. The way this problem manifests itself is kind of a simple way of explaining it is like what the gentleman earlier talked about, taking their shoes off at the TSA booth right up front. Now, you know why you take your shoes off at the TSA line is because about 2011 sometime or 2001, there was a guy who put a bomb in his shoe and he got caught and there was a bomb in there. So anyway, they put a process in there. Since then, nobody has ever put a bomb in his shoe and nobody is ever going to do it. But you still have to take off your shoes. That is a classic example of a wasted effort and results in what is called as a false positive alert for banks. So what banks are dealing with, the reason they spend $70 billion is on managing these false positives. False positives are of the order of 90 to 99% in typical banks, which means they're spending probably much more money, like 10 to 100 times more money than they should be in terms of looking at. Of course, bit of an exaggeration, $70 billion is spent on that, but they don't have much of a choice because if they don't, they get into the headlines for all the wrong reasons. So the way we are kind of looking at this problem is as more as a computer science problem is how do you take this large volume of data, synthesize it, analyze it, do predictive models around it, and figure out who the bad actors are from who the not so bad actors are. Again, to those in the banking industry, this is basic stuff, but for those who not, it's basically our technology approach to solving the problem. And the results that we've got are of the order of 70 to 80% reduction in the false alerts that are generated. And that's 1 minute left, okay. And about 50% reduction in the cost associated with it. So this kind of the results which are expected based on the technology that we've got. Now, the approach we've taken into socializing this product is by getting around a few customers. We have customers in the banking industry with 2 SaaS contracts already in place. We've also socialized this extensively with the regulators to get them on board to it. So much so that one of our customers who took us to the regulators has been appointed by the chairman of the FDIC to be a part of the committee on modernization of this technology, modernization of regulatory practices for the banks. So we've got a lot of, let's say, customer development work done both with customers and with regulators in this area. The team that's actually put this together is a combination of people from different technologies with a good track record, and we are ready to scale. I'll stop at that because I think I've got a hard stop sign there. We can always talk more later on, but we've already got our story together. Thank you. Questions? Yes, sir.
Two things. Can you talk a little bit about how you actually do it? And then secondly, can you talk a little bit, I know you have traction, but like roughly what kind of traction, how do you grow and that sort of stuff?
Okay, so how we do it is basically synthesizing a lot of data, analyzing, looking for patterns. And I guess the more important part about it is that we created what is called an agile compliance process. The traditional approach to doing this is by automating an existing process.